In the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. As Muhammad, peace be upon him, narrated, if anyone travels on a road in search of knowledge, Almighty Allah will cause him to travel on one of the roads of paradise. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Tariq Masood. Thank you very much for watching my videos and your wonderful support to make the channel a grand success. We are a family, a partner. Please share and subscribe our channel if you haven't done so far. We as a team can work together to convert challenges into opportunities and opportunities into success stories. These success stories can be monetized into value addition in the world by large. Thank you very much for your precious time. Okay, today I'm going to discuss Center of Excellence, lecture number 10, HAZID Study, section number 1. HAZID Study, section number 1. Okay, before my lecture, I used to read a Quranic verse. Qala Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli Allahumma Rabbi zidni ilma. O my Lord, open my chest and ease my task for me, and loose a knot from my tongue that they may understand my sayings. Allahumma Rabbi zidni ilma, O Allah, advance me in my knowledge and true understanding. Okay, purpose of Center of Excellence, as we discussed earlier, where we are now and where we want to be. Okay, so where we want to be and what to do and how to do. Center of Excellence, lecture number 10, HAZID Study Guideline, section number 10. HAZID Identification, a Process and Procedure, Study Guidelines, section number 2. Okay, HAZID Identification Management System, section number 2. We are still discussing HAZID Identification Management System. Points from HAZID Study Methodology. Then optimum timing within a project and study durations. Today we are going to discuss first methodology, optimum timing within a project and study duration. Okay, forward message. First, this document has been developed by Corporate HSC Support Department, reviewed and added by Corporate Quality Management System Department and circulated for review for user department before being endorsed by Oil and Gas Company Management System to provide a guideline for hazard identification study, HAZID. Number 1. Number 2, this document is published for oil and gas industries and their relevant departments, in particular contractors, consultant utilizations. It shall be emphasized that the document is to be used for operations as deemed applicable and appropriate. Number 3, this document is subjected to periodical review to reaffirm its adequacy or to conform to any change in the corporate requirements or to include a new development on the project. Okay. Number 4, it is recognized that there will be cases where addenda or others clarifications need to be attached to the guidance to suit a specific application or services involvement. As such, the content of the document shall not be changed or re-added by any user, but any addenda or clarification entailing changes shall be brought to the attention of the custody department. Okay. Last, the custodian of this document is normally Corporate HSC Support Department should provide each and everything. Therefore, all comments, views, recommendation, please send to my email address as I have provided. HAZID Introduction. HAZID identification is a technique for early detection of potential hazard and threats from project, plant, or plant modification. It is therefore likely to be a first formal HSLH study for a new project. The major benefit of HAZID is that early identification and assessment of critical HSC hazard provide essential input to project development decisions. This will lead to safer and more cost-effective design options are being adopted with a minimum cost of a change penalty. Okay, so HAZID scope. The guidelines covers the structure, responsibility, and technique of HAZID study. Okay. Applications applicable to plant, process, and power utility systems. HAZID study for a project shall cover all phases of project, including feasibility study, concept, optimization, feed, APAC, operation, and decommissioning. Abandonment a phase where there is a potential for hazard to human safety, environment, or asset or production loss. Okay, so the policy. All oil and gas companies are committed to protect the health and safety of its employees. Okay, and may be affected by the activity and to give a proper regard to the conservation of the environment. All oil and gas companies' policy is to conduct its activities such that the strives toward incident-free, secure, safe, and healthy workplace. Safety includes safety studies and review and shall be performed during the course of a project or modification to an existing facility. This is to identify, qualify, quality, and to establish that design safety measures shall provide adequate protection and mitigate any risk involved with the proposed project development or the modification. Okay, as a terminology, we have already discussed in my lecture number 9, section number 1. You can go through and to understand what is HAZID terminology. Okay, method and approach we are going to discuss today. Okay, means of HSE HAZID, meeting of high experienced multidisciplinary engineers, carry out a qualitative risk assessment, rapid identification. HAZID study has been developed specifically to reflect the importance of HSE issues on the fundamental decisions that are made at the inception of all development projects, for example, design, concept, and location. HAZID is the first opportunity to collect experienced line and HSE staff together to address in a short time frame issues surrounding new ventures or development or modification project. Okay, first means of HSE hazards. Means of identifying and describing HSE hazards and risk at the earliest practicable stage of the development or venture. Number 2, meeting of the high least experienced multidiscipline. Meeting of the high experienced multidisciplinary team using structures, brainstorming technique based on a checklist of potential HSE issues to assess the applicability of the potential hazards. Okay. Number 3, carry out qualitative risk assessment. So the carry out qualitative risk assessment to risk rank the hazards. Number 4, rapid identification and descriptions process of potential problem only, not a form for trying to solve the potential problems. The hazard shall be structured approach to determine potential impact of the different aspects. Number 1, surrounding on the facilities, facilities on their surrounding, and the facility on the health. Okay. Methodology and approach. Now we will give the hazard shall be structured approach to determine the potential impact of the following. Number 1, surrounding on the facilities, facilities on their surroundings, and the facilities on the health. Okay, optimum timing within a project development. The major benefits from the hazard arise from the technique of being used to earliest a possible stage in the project development. That is, first is the feasibility, the constant, and decisions. Okay, feasibility study, concept optimization, possible stage in the project development. That is, the concept optimizations feed APEC. The constant on the timing of any study arises from the establish of balance between having enough information available to the team for the study and still Having the ability to change or affect the basic development decision, the study should be held as soon as enough general information is available. Okay, HAZID conducted optimization stage and development. The HAZID shall be conducted at each stage of the project, feasibility study, concept, optimization, feed, and APAC as per the project requirement stated in the document as we have discussed earlier. The management of health and safety in the capital projects. HAZID shall be conducted with the project information or data available at that time during initial stage of the project. This would include information on the proposed technique and facility schemes, location of the development, the quality of the infrastructure, and detail about the population and previous land use, etc. Okay. Optimum timeline, the HAZID study duration apply. Okay. HAZID study during a feed stage shall be more detailed as the design work would normally have progressed to the point where PFS, plot layout, hazards, inventories, utility, requirement, etc. have been developed. HAZID study during apex stage shall be more comprehensive as the design work would normally have progressed to meet the point where the PFS plot layout hazards closeout report shall be issued. Outstanding hazard actions recommendation from previous hazard studies during concept feasibility study, concept optimization or feed shall be addressed and closed out during subsequent stage hazard study. Okay. From next stage, we will going to discuss study durations. Okay, study durations. Study duration, potential hazard, purpose, a solution, and concept. The objective of hazard studies is to recognize, identify the potential hazards rather than to discuss the consequences and propose solutions. Hence, the duration of the study would normally be short. Typically, study duration for a major development would be 1 day at feasibility concept optimization stage and 2 to 3 days during a feed apex stage. It is a prerequisite that the hazard should maintain a continuity. Therefore, the session should follow on a daily basis. Hazard sessions are intensive and more than 6 study hours per day becomes counterproductive. Breaks or coffee and lunch are the essentials. Okay. Hazard related document, you can go through this document to understand more relevant to the hazard study. Hazard guidelines for the registry hazard effects, major capital project approval procedures, non-major capital projects approval procedures, management, health, safety, and capital projects. Conclusion, today we have discussed methodology, approach, and study duration. My next topic will be team and their responsibilities. Okay, these are few references. Qatar Petroleum, Doha, Qatar. We have spent more than 24 years. Oil and gas, I have spent 3 years. World Energy Outlook, US Geological Survey, US Department of Energy, Schellenberger's Oil Field Glossary, International Energy Agency, Wikipedia, Oklahoma, State Oil, North 6, Story of Oil in Pennsylvania, Liquid Gas Encyclopedia, Natural Gas from the Well to Burner Tip. Okay, together everyone achieve more. Please send me your feedback at comments t.masood.dr@path.edu. I have also provided my WhatsApp number. Please send me your input on WhatsApp as well. Thank you very much for your precious time. Please stay at home, stay safe, inspired, and blessed. Thank you very much.